Hey, good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here with OddsJam. We have 4 NBA games today, so not a huge slate, but that still leaves us with positive expected value player props to lock in, which is exactly what I'm going to do in this video. I have 3 NBA player props that I'm going to lock in for tonight. Hey, it's November. Look at that. It's November 1st, betting slate for NBA games. Yesterday, just to do a bit of a recap, I went 2-2, but my 2 biggest plays hit, so I did profit from the night, which is good. I profited about a little over a unit, I believe, from those 4 bets. So that brings my total run to 9-3 on these player props. It's gone incredibly well, hoping to keep the streak alive tonight. So let's get into it. Of course, as you guys know, I'm using OddsJam to find these positive expected value player props. Filter specifically for the player props, which is awesome. League, NBA, market, player prop, and we are good to go. So the first bet that I wanted to lock in here, we are looking at Anthony Edwards over 3.5 assists. Now the odds changed from -118 to -120, which is why this alert popped up saying that the odds of this bet have changed. But the Novig odds price this at -122, so it is still a positive expected value play. So I'm still going to lock it in. It says it's on BetRivers. Barstool and BetRivers have the same odds, so I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. I'm going to put 3/4 of a unit on this one, which is $75, and we are good to go. So that bet has been locked in. So let's chat about this one. I mentioned the Novig odds, which you can see pricing this at -122. That's very, very important. Now, every bet that shows up on the positive EV page is going to be positive EV. But just to talk to you about the math behind it and how everything works. So the way it works is OddsJam backtested a bunch of betting opportunities and collected all this data to determine what sportsbooks were the sharpest at pricing odds. That was their whole goal of collecting all this data. So once they collected all the data, they made that determination. They removed the VIG from all of those sharp sportsbooks using a weighted average. So the heavier, the sharper the book, the bigger the weight that they'll be given towards the no VIG line. And the VIG is just the juice that sportsbooks price odds. So if you think of like a standard market, right? You're looking through a sportsbook, you see -110 pretty uniform, pretty consistently across the board. -110 on the over, -110 on the under. The math behind that and the way that works is if you bet $100 on, let's say you bet $100 on the over. If your bet wins, you will profit $90. So you'll get a payout of $190. 100 risked, 90 profit. Let's say I bet the under. I bet $100 on the under. I lose. So the sports books collect $200, but they only pay out $190. So they make $10. And that's only from like a $200 total bet between 2 people. Now multiply that by, I don't know, hundreds of millions of bettors and even more money. And that's how sportsbooks make all their money. That's why they have money to make all those stupid ads that you see for every 3 seconds that you're watching TV. So removing the VIG gives you the true line of what a market should truly be priced at. With no VIG, no juice, nothing charged to it. It's just, hey, here's what we think this market should be priced at. And anywhere in which you can get more favorable odds on another sportsbook is going to be positive expected value. Basically, the sharpest sportsbooks in the world are saying, hey, this should be priced at about -123. You can get it at BetRivers/Barstool Sportsbook at -120. That is a positive expected value bet. And this is the first one that I locked in. But so like I mentioned, every play that shows up on here, it's going to be positive EV. That you already know. I just like to know what the odds are just so I can kind of get an idea of the play. The additional work that you can do to make this profitable and as profitable as it's gone for me is if you click into a play, which is what I just did, it pulls up where every sportsbook prices odds for that play. And what we're looking for is an outlier. So -120 on BetRivers, the closest book is FanDuel, and that's 12 cents higher. And if you look at the sharp books, like Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, given the heaviest weight, prices this at -148. BetOnline, another sharp sportsbook, prices this at -141. DraftKings, which actually does a pretty good job with player props, prices this at -145. All of these sharp sportsbooks, and then even the onshore ones, the other onshore ones, Fox Bet, -143. Caesars, minus 142. BetMGM, minus 145. They're all pricing this as significantly more favorable than the than the odds that BetRivers is giving you. That is something that you want to take advantage of. That is how you can be profitable in the long run. It's taking advantage of sportsbooks that have missed price lines. It's something how you will make money over time. So the first bet is Anthony Edwards over 3.5 assists. Now I just want to add this one to my bet tracker. Tracking your bets is immensely important. Understanding whether you are profitable or not is very important to being a profitable sports bettor, because you need to know if you are, and then if you're not, what you can do to change that. So definitely recommend using the OddsJam bet tracker. It's completely free to use. So this is my first betting pick, Anthony Edwards over 3.5 assists. Let me just give this a refresh, make sure I'm working with the most up-to-date lines. And let's see what else we got here. So the next play that I was going to lock in here, looks like it's still positive EV. The odds changed a little bit. Is Tyler Hero, another assist play, taking his under 3.5 assists. So it was minus 118, changed to minus 120. Still positive EV because the Novig line prices this at minus 122. So let me go ahead and go back to the Miami Heat game. I'm looking for Tyler Hero, and I'm looking for his under 3.5 assists. Should be minus 120. And so this one is just going to be a half a unit play. So this one is going to be $50 here. Tyler Hero under 3.5 assists. This bet has been placed. We are good to go there. Another play that's available on BetRivers that I took on Barstool. And let's chat about this one. So I mentioned the Novig line at minus 122. You know what that means. I won't belabor the point there. The next thing that I look at for every single play. So people always ask me positive EV betting strategies, what you can do to be more profitable. Looking into plays is the most important thing you could do, because you just want to get an understanding of the betting landscape. What's an outlier here? The Novig line, or the line that we bet it at minus 120? In this case, not as big of an outlier, which is why I didn't put as much on it, but still an outlier to the sharp books, which is the most important thing. So minus 120 at BetRivers, Pinnacle, minus 149, BetOnline, minus 137, DraftKings, minus 145. Those are the main three I look at with player props specifically. And then we still have like Caesars at minus 148, Fox Bet at minus 143, BetMGM at minus 145. But it's PointsBet and FanDuel that have it priced definitely closer to the BetRivers line. So it's not as big of an outlier as the previous one, but it is still an outlier to the sharp books, which is the most important thing. So Tyler Hero under 3.5 assists, minus 120 odds at BetRivers /Barstool. So let me go ahead and lock this one in as well. I put half a unit on it instead of 3/4 of a unit. So that's my second play. Now let me refresh it. The third one that I was going to lock in went away, but there are some other bets up here that still look pretty good that we can chat about. And let's chat about this Steph Curry one. So the play is Steph Curry over 26.5 points. This looks like another good play. I'll put a half unit on this one. So let me just log into my PointsBet account. So the Novig line prices this at about minus 119. PointsBet has it at minus 115. And again, it's not a huge outlier to every book. Looks like FanDuel, Caesars, and BetRivers have it closer to the PointsBet line. But look at the sharp books: DraftKings, BetOnline, Pinnacle, and then some other non-offshore ones, FoxBet minus 143. And then it looks like the other ones kind of compare more closely to PointsBet. So another play that isn't a massive enough outlier that I'm going to put the full mix slam on it. So this is going to be another half unit play here. We're looking at Steph Curry over 26.5 points, minus 115 at PointsBet. I'm pretty sure this is the most I'll be able to get on it because PointsBet has me limited. They let me profit 50, which is what I'm going to do here, 49.99. So no, they won't even let me get that. I can get 28.74. So that's what I'll put on it. But for those of you at home, it looks like they'll let me win 25 instead of 50. But for those of you at home, this should be worth a half of a unit play. And that's going to be it for my 3 NBA player props for today. Lighter slate, so I wasn't able to get the 4 that I normally do. But I really do like these plays. There's 3 of them. So I recommend tailing them at home. And if you do, let me know. Would love to hear it. Other than that, please remember to like the video, comment, as I mentioned, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. And then if you want to follow me on Twitter, obviously there are plays that I post on Twitter that I'm not able to get a YouTube video out for. So follow me on Twitter at Jedi Modi. I've had an insane hot streak with my NBA plays on Twitter. NFL is kind of hit or miss, I will admit. NBA has been incredibly profitable to start the season. So hoping to keep this streak alive. But that is it for this video. So again, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy November.